Hey guys, welcome to our assembly for today. It's Wednesday and our assembly on Monday. See if you can remember. Tell somebody you were sitting with. That's right, it was all about harvest and having food and having healthy food and making sure we eat the right things. And most people are really, really lucky because they've got enough food. I've had nice sandwiches for my lunch and I had toast for breakfast and it was all lovely. But not everybody is that fortunate. Not everybody is as lucky. And some people don't necessarily have the money to buy the food that they need. So what do you do if you don't have the money to buy the food that you need? Well, there is a place where you can go for that. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it today. So let's find our presentation. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the food bank. Okay, food banks are really, really important places because if you don't have enough food, it is a charity that will help your family. And this isn't something that children need to worry about, but it's a service that's provided for grown-ups and that grown-ups can access. And we can help people who are less fortunate than us in this way. So let's first of all think about fundamental human rights. Now, some people call these human rights, but there is a global goal that sits alongside this that is absolutely the same for everybody, and it's zero hunger. Zero hunger. So it's the right to food. Now, the United Nations said the world can provide food to feed twice its current population. That means we've got twice as much food as we actually need in the world. Therefore, in a world overflowing with riches, hunger is not inevitable. It's a violation of human rights. And that basically means that nobody should be hungry. Nobody should go hungry. Okay, but is there enough food to go around? Now, Theresa May, who was Prime Minister before Boris Johnson was, said, I think I'd want to make sure that everyone in the world had access to clean water and sufficient food so that we didn't see people starving, when she was asked what her superpower would be. Okay, now, we're talking about zero hunger again, making sure we've got no poverty. And that's really, really important. So we've got our global goals. All of these things are kind of lined up together. So do we experience real hunger in the UK? And when you think of people going hungry, where do you see it happening? Now, it's not just you've got a little bit of a rumble in your tummy because it's about 11:45 and you're thinking, oh, I'm nearly ready for my lunch. It's actually not having food, skipping meals. So the facts, 13 million people live below the poverty line in the UK. And that means there isn't enough money in the house. And sometimes they have to miss meals because they can't afford to buy food. 1 in 5 mums in the UK skip a meal to feed their children. So don't actually have a meal themselves so the children can have the food instead. 1 in 5. Now, it may not be people in our school. It may not be people around and about, but that's still a lot of people in the UK. Well over 1 million emergency food packs were given out in the UK in 2015 to 2016, and this number is getting bigger every year. So more and more people are using food banks every year. So a food bank, what is it? It's a place in the local community, somewhere in Northwich, which takes donations of food and distributes them to people in crisis, people who've got real needs, because there's literally no food in the cupboards and they've got nothing to eat. So it's a charity that helps people. Okay, so some food banks operate as warehouses or distribution centres, and some give food out to smaller charities like soup kitchens, where you can go and if you have nowhere to live or you have no food, you can get a hot meal. Okay. And other food banks distribute packages of food directly to clients. So they might be referred by an agency like a school or social services. Okay, so food banks can be run by churches, community groups, or charities, and they're staffed by volunteers. And these volunteers will help you if you haven't got enough food to eat. Now, we don't know how many food banks there are in the UK, but the Trussell Trust is a food bank charity, and they run over 400 food banks. And we think that these are about half of all the emergency food that's supplied to people who need it. And it could be Absolutely anybody that needs a food bank at different times. You don't need it all the time. You don't need it forever. You might just need it once. So people of different ages, backgrounds, ethnicities need food banks. It could be they've not got enough money that month. There's a change in their benefits. There might be a medical problem, which means they can't work, or just because something really awful has happened to them in their personal lives. Everybody is different. And in the picture, you can see we've got different people from all sorts of different backgrounds who need the food bank at a certain point in their lives. So food bank clients are usually going through some sort of crisis. They need help and support. There's something really going wrong in their lives. Okay. And food banks operate in different ways. Some will give food to anybody. You can walk in and say, "Can I have some food, please?" Some like you to go there if you've been sent by an organization like social services or a school or a church or a doctor. Okay. And while they're at the food bank, the clients, the people who go there to have the food, they're called clients, can usually pick up helpful leaflets or get advice from the volunteers so they can really start to think about how they can make their lives a little bit better and they get some help to make their lives better. Now, this is what happens. So members of the public, that's us, we could buy tinned and packaged items of food and they leave them at local food bank collection points. And this is the important bit in today's assembly. Put your hand up if you have seen one of these food bank collection points in your supermarket, because I think all of the local supermarkets have got them. It's usually by the side of the checkout or at the back of the checkout, and it's a big wire basket and there's a poster advertising the food bank. And sometimes it's fairly empty because the volunteers have collected all the food recently. Sometimes it's absolutely chock-a-block full with loads of food in it that people have bought. And people will go to the supermarket, and if they need 1 tin of baked beans, they might buy 2, and they take 1 home and put 1 in the food bank collection box. Or if they want, 3 packs of biscuits, they might buy 4 packs of biscuits and put 1 spare in the food bank box. Okay, so members of the public buy the tinned and packaged items of food. Volunteers collect the food from the collection points and take it to the warehouse to be sorted out, because you can't just give one family all the biscuits and another family all the baked beans. You've got to make sure it's a balanced diet like we talked about on Monday. So the food is weighed and logged, and the best before dates or use by dates are carefully highlighted at the top so that we don't give out of date food. And the food bank clients visit the food bank at one of the distribution times, so they're given a set time to go. And they're often given a voucher by a referral agency. And the volunteers will talk to them, ask them what sort of things they need. And a crisis package is made up and they take it away in their own bags. Okay, so they make sure they've got a full set of food. And often, if you go to a Trussell Trust food bank, you're given a set amount of food that will last you for about 3 or 4 days. And there's enough for every meal there. So you'll be given some cereal for breakfast, you'll be given some bread for sandwiches and things like that. And then you'll be given something for a main meal and a pudding. So 3 days worth of food. Tins and packets. There's no chilled or fresh food because the food bank can't store it. They don't have enough fridges themselves. And some food bank clients can't put things in a fridge themselves either. And sometimes the food is quick cook because some clients don't have access to cooking facilities other than a kettle. So it can just be stuff that you can heat with hot water. And they are nutritionally balanced, just like we talked about with the different types of food on Monday to make sure we've got a balanced diet. Food bank packages are nutritionally balanced as well to make sure that the people who are getting the food are getting healthy food as well. And there might be additional things, sanitary products, toilet rolls, soap could be available if they've been donated, but often they aren't standard. So those things, so toilet rolls, sanitary products, soap can be really, really useful for people as well. So we've learned some things about the food bank. So let's have a think if they are fact or fiction. The only people who use food banks are homeless people. Shout out fact if you think it's true. Shout out fiction if you think it's false. It's false. Food banks are to help people who go through any kind of temporary crisis. Some are homeless, but some might live in rented accommodation, might be in own homes, might be in emergency housing if there's been some kind of problem with their house. So next one, I shout out fact if it's true, fiction if it's false. Food banks are mostly staffed by volunteers who give up their free time to help out. It's true. Food banks depend on their volunteers to help raise awareness, to let other people know about food banks, collect food, stock the warehouse, and give out the food packages. Many of the clients helped by food banks are children. Fact if it's true, fiction if it's false. True. Over 188,500 food parcels were given to children by the Trussell Trust, the food bank charity, during 6 months into 2016. And food banks are only found in very deprived areas. You wouldn't find one in a town like Northwich. Is false. Food banks can be found in many different areas and the numbers are growing, and there is one in Northwich. So what can you do to help your local food bank? So you can find out where your local food bank is, and definitely talk to mum and dad, talk to the people who do your shopping at home, and see if you can spare just a few pennies, or you can talk to mum and dad about the food bank and how important it is, and see if they will spare a few pennies to support the food bank donation boxes at your local supermarket, and see if you can leave something for somebody else in the food bank. Okay, so harvest is a time when we are all really, really grateful for the things that we've got, but it's also a time when we think about other people who are less fortunate than us, because it's that global goal of no hunger. Okay, and our assembly today has been thinking about other people and how we can help other people out. So there we go, guys. That's what I want you to do. I want you to see if you can help other people out, persuade mum or dad or whoever does your food shopping with you. And trust me, I've seen enough children from school in supermarkets recently. So see if you can persuade them to donate to the food bank. There we go. See you around, guys. Bye-bye.